Back, everybody. The Boeing 747 came out last turn. I started opening routes on camera, and of course, my storage filled up. Yeah. Anyways, what we have done so far is we started opening routes, kind of middle tier routes. Somebody large in London appears to have dropped out of the world suddenly. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe they're mad that the slots were already full. Anyhow, kind of with that in mind, we can continue like kind of doing what we normally do and starting to lease 747s. Except for the fact I accidentally purchased 5 of them, as you can see here. Um, Now this is a bit of a pretty big mistake. That's 1.25 million wasted, well, only 1 million compared to what I would have spent leasing, which is pretty unfortunate. Um, Kind of with that having happened, I can probably lease like 15 or something fewer 747s, which kind of sucks. Um, but yeah, with that in mind, there's nothing you can do about it now. It's too late to go back and sell those or anything like that for any kind of a worthwhile reimbursement. So we just kind of suck it up, realize, we messed up and there's nothing we can do about it now, except for continue and try and keep growing without having like a perfect playthrough. Anyhow, I've kind of noticed now that I'm starting to run out of great stopover options in North America. They do appear to be at a higher premium than the good stopover options on the Asian legs of these routes, which is somewhat unfortunate. Now, um, one thing I do want to mention is when you're looking for stopover options on each side of your city, you do want to be very cognizant about the range. And what I mean by this is not trying to get over 10,000 kilometers to make it a valid stopover, but to try and make sure the route gets the maximum number of schedules per week without dropping down to a lower amount. Um, what I really mean by this is um, every route has a breakpoint where it will go from, for example, 4 schedules per week to 3 schedules per week. You always want to fly as close to this breakpoint without dropping as possible. And the main reason behind this is by losing just 1 schedule per week on a stopover route, you lose a lot and a lot of potential profits. Um, In fact, I think it's 25% less, right? Yeah, 3 to 4 or 4 to 3, which is really, really not good. And the other way around, you can get 33% more because that's funny, isn't that? Isn't that? Anyhow, let's continue to just look for valid stopover options on this side of the pond. I don't know. I think the Asian side is the one with the better routes, so it has kind of all the ones you kind of want to grab, um, kind of early on and make sure you have those locked down. And the North American side is kind of the one where you want to just like search for that one little city you forgot about, which could actually support a pretty nice 747. So here we go. Minneapolis is that city. Um, yeah, it's honestly like the best strat in this game compared to real life. Is kind of hilariously unrealistic. Flying direct 747s to almost every available destination would be a pretty awful idea IRL. But hey, alas, this is a game, and in games we get to do fun, unrealistic things. So there we go. I mean, how would give me 200 plus or $2+ billion in 1970 to open an airline? Can't imagine how far $2 billion would go back in that day and age. All right, so we have Hangzhou, 9,000 kilometers. So we need another relatively close coastal city. So Columbus stands out. Cleveland is actually quite strong. I'm not sure why. LeBron James is not around yet to, kind of boost up that city's notoriety. I'm sorry, I'm sure Cleveland does other things, but I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and open that. That's brilliant. Yeah, this is really nice. This is really nice. Let's see, what else do we have available now? Like, I really wish there was like some super tier 1 cities available, but I might go ahead and start overlapping those very soon, like as if once I run out of like 400-ish, 350. Like 350 is 400 because the World Traveler Index is like 2800 right now, and you don't expect that to last too long unless the world is really unlucky. I mean, knowing that I'm in this world in 1990, the World Traveler Index will be something like 3,300, and yeah, well, the only nice thing about that is if that is the case, I'm going to be the one who benefits most. It's quite funny. I don't like low World Traveler indices, but if the World Traveler Index happens to be low, I'm one of the biggest benefactors because I understand how to play in a way which most mitigates having low World Traveler Index. And kind of what I mean by that is by abusing stopovers, you basically almost half the World Traveler Index demand for the same size planes. So, yeah, by abusing stopovers, once again, that's how we're gonna mitigate all these issues. Now, I'm pretty sure we have enough demand for at least 5 more of these bad boys. Once again, I tried to purchase them by accident. That is, this is why you probably shouldn't do stuff in the early morning and record it at the same time. Okay, we can indeed we can lease so many of them. We already have leased 15. That's really nice. One thing we should probably do, just as a precautionary before the turn passes, is literally just double our counters, because that will almost certainly come back to bite us if we don't. Did somebody already own London too? Jesus. Jesus. Oh, he owns London 1. Now, if you are a confident player, do not purchase airports until later. The problem is the number of good airports you have available to purchase diminishes rapidly because other players like to purchase airports early. However, a good base of aircraft, even if some of them eventually get competition, will be far more profitable. So yeah, I mean, if you have no other options and you don't have good bases and that kind of stuff, and you have a little bit of money spare, yes, airports are very efficient. Which ones to buy? Just buy the ones with the most slots that you think are going to be used. Good hints are ones in like uh vibrant domestic markets with a lot of cities nearby are often better if the all other things are the same, like the business and tour. Otherwise, of course, business and tour are big drivers of demand, and that's a good way to look. Um, yeah. Anyhow, let's look for a little city to stop over here. Yeah, these cities are just annoyingly small. Maybe we can get to like Mexico here and not drop down to 4 schedules per week. And we do not. That is really, really nice. It looks like we can get almost 16,500 kilometers without dropping down to 4 schedules per week, which is a really, really nice little observation there. So we'll keep that in mind. I'd need to just figure out the exact range at some point. But for now, we just keep kind of guesstimating, and it's good enough. I think East Asia is kind of done here. There's a lot of 300-ish cities, but I'd rather go compete with the extremely good quality routes in North America before I go add 747s to these routes, because what am I going to do on the North American side? On the North American side, I don't think there are cities which kind of provide enough draw to kind of balance it out. I know these are a bit closer. North America just geographically is a bit closer, which really helps with this equation, because by being geographically closer, what that kind of results in is more demand, because demand is scaled down but based on range. Otherwise, you could fly just like way too many passengers at long range, making the game kind of too easy or too difficult, depending on whether you fly short haul or long haul. Right? So because of that, if the slightly bigger route is on the slightly longer leg, that's always the ideal layout for stopovers. And this is another reason I love stopovers so much, is there's so much nuance in the way that just you can pick a slightly better route and end up with slightly better results. And there's a lot of ways you can kind of stack these kind of results together, which of course, will ultimately result in a much, much better overall airline. So anyhow, let's go ahead and open this to Bogota. Let's see if there's anything a little bit farther. Yeah, it looks like the south of South America is way too far. So Bogota it is. Now, I think one thing that is actually a little bit kind of sleeper okay about what I accidentally did in purchasing those 5747s is I might haven't having started so late in the game might have given me enough money to fully saturate London's demand without actually is this a monopoly? No, okay. Without ever like burning through all my money, like with the bonus money the game gives you. I kind of completely forgot that the game gives you so much, or such a generous amount of bonus money, just by playing and unlocking very achievable milestones. So that's really, really nice. One thing I do want to do is probably open a single cargo route at one point. Um, yeah, the main purpose of which is just that cargo routes, of course, will let you unlock a um, tiny bit of extra bonus money. I believe when you hit a pretty reasonable cargo milestone, the game will tell you like, oh, you can get another $300,000, something like that. And the plane you spent to get to that point was like $70,000. Now you have like a free 707 cargo, basically, which is like a pretty nice little detail I do want to do at some point, but not right now. Right now, I just want to find the last good stopover route. Hmm. A lot of these Chinese cities do have some competition, so now it's between like Changsha, Vladivostok. I think it's probably Changsha. I think it has the biggest growth. Maybe Kunming, Changsha. Kunming is actually a little bit bigger, but Changsha is a little bit farther, so we're gonna do that. Because I actually don't know where stopover on the other side is, so probably should have waited to see that before deciding. I should have done it the other way. Yeah, because this is actually too far. Panama City, Chihuahua or Tuscan? Yeah, Chihuahua is a little bit better. Is that how you say that? Chihuahua? You know, when when I first started playing this game, I was honestly like, I don't know, 14, 15 years old, and I would call cities like Kuala Lumpur. First time I'd ever seen that city, for example, Kampa Loompa. So my pronunciation has definitely gotten better. It's still not good. Definitely still not good, but no longer Kampa Loompa. So we'll take that as a win at least. Kampa Loompa is a little bit different for bad pronunciation. Anyhow, excuse me. Looks like in this case, I'm going to be getting 3 schedules per week no matter what. So in this case, what you want to do is you just want to maximize the range and we can get 3 schedules per week. So Chihuahua is actually probably the farthest destination I could pick here. That's reasonable. And yeah, this is a little bit unfortunate. This is the only 3 schedule per week flight I have. And when the turn passes, we'll probably be able to see that as one of the less profitable ones, though. Yeah, as you can see, the pricing right now is 1.0. I'm going to set this gradually up, probably 0.5 per turn over the next few turns. And that's kind of going to be the plan there. Now, here, I don't know if we have time for this before the turn passes. I hope we do. But one thing I want to do is make a Giga Premium. Hold up. Let me take a look. Not Giga First Class Premium. 747. So I need to find destinations for it first. So let me just check some major cities and see if any of them don't have 747s on them. Okay, this guy Junyanao Air is flying 747, but look, he's de-invested his service, which means he's gonna be very he's gonna have a very difficult time attracting demand to him, which means I can kind of see him as a non-competitor, honestly. I don't know how he's gonna recover from that. It looks pretty bad. So there's other major U.S. cities with no 747 competition at all. This route has almost no competition at all, period. So one. For some reason, read that the other way. 14 companies to one schedule. Like that's not really possible. Anyway, so yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of cities with kind of mid-level competition here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna something like this, just really dumbly sized first class and smaller. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Excuse me. Maybe even dumber. Like something like this, because there's going to be competition for first, or for business and economy. But first class will be a monopoly in many cases. Um, yeah, this looks so dumb, but I'm gonna do this. Oh my God, not again, not again. Stop. I'm gonna do this so many times. If this continues, I'm just gonna like purchase like one 747 and be like, oh, why is this so expensive? Where'd all my money go? Jesus Christ, I gotta be more careful about that coming in the future. All right, here we go. This is such a ridiculous amount of first class. Do not do this unless you're really confident in kind of what you're trying to achieve. Um, all right, with that done, we're finally running out of money, which is why those first 747s is indeed a very painful thing. Um, do I want to compete with Junao Air? Like, in this half of the route, he actually does have, like, I'm almost sure I could, but it's like, do I want to when I could just pick slightly less competitive routes? Like, I'm not sure. Let's see what this is like. This is all 707s. So what I can do is change this to a 747, and that should be very profitable indeed. Let's go ahead and just touch up the prices because this route has already kind of built up to its maximum potential. Did I just gain a schedule per week? I will check that in a second. No, I didn't. Okay, that is probably fine. Anyways, what was I doing? I was going to replace some routes. It's looking like a bit late. Some people are using range boosted planes too, it looks like, or they're using really bad planes. This guy has a 0% satisfaction here. Well, I'm gonna go compete with that. Why the hell not? Ba, 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 ba. Let me just very quickly try and open this route before the turn passes. Very quickly, very quickly. It's funny that because I was trying to rush it, I probably did it slower than I normally would. If I remember, Dallas was a good one too. Oh, Atlanta was a good one. Atlanta was a good one. Let's do Atlanta. Atlanta, London. Ooh, this is a little bit stressful. This is racing the clock. I didn't check a good stopover on this side. There's only 3 schedules on that route. Okay, we're gonna need to take a look at that. Yeah, that looks pretty free. Can I not? Cannot request slots anymore. Oh, the turn is passing. Okay, I see. I mean, that must be it, right? Like, why else can I not request slots? Oh my God, it's because the airport is full. I'm so dumb. I'm so sorry, people who had probably noticed that, and I just hadn't. Ba, 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 ba. Can I get this off in time? It's only 2 flights, but that's fine. Oh no, we didn't get it off in time, guys. Um, but kind of let's see what our profit was like in that last turn. Well, we're gonna have to wait for the turn to fully pass. All right, guys, I'm back. The turn has passed. Everything is flying well already. Look at this. In one turn, I went from negative to positive, despite having opened brand new routes, which of course still need to accelerate to kind of their maximum potential. So what we're gonna do is if the load factor is below 95, how are we gonna organize this actually? Because some of them are at 99%. Um, I think we're just gonna set the price of every route to 1.2. I think that might just be the best play for now. Um, Yeah, this is probably not the best idea, but this is an idea. So there we go. I don't know if that'll increase or decrease my profit if that's a bit too ambitious. Oh my god, we don't even have enough counters. I didn't expect, having bought 10, that we would have ran out, but I guess, 747s are just a little bit different in size. So, looking at what we have now is we have a couple more 747s to use. We do want to be careful about the schedule usage. I did, accidentally make a 3 schedule route, and despite talking about it so much, it's easy to accidentally forget. I do want to compete with the Now Air to Los Angeles because, once again, I think with that level of service or name value, it's not service value, I'm super sorry. With that level of service value, yeah, they're just not going to be very popular. And they should be like just a pretty free like entity to kind of compete with. One thing with Los Angeles is we're gonna get 3 schedules for sure, so we don't have to worry about that because it's just a bit too far. This is also Now Air, but on this branch, I don't want to compete with him because look at this. On this side, he's got 34 name value, and that will not kind of instantly implode. Um, on this side, it's this guy's flight. I do want to compete with him because, oh, you just cannot have a monopoly on a route like that. But I mean, at the same time, I can find something better. How's Bangkok? Bangkok's a TU-144. That is a monopoly, so I'm going to go ahead and open that. Is Bangkok's airport full? Oh, it is. Okay. Maybe not right now then. How about Tokyo? Well, obviously Tokyo too. Well, I actually have to pick between Hong Kong and Shanghai. But Shanghai probably, because he's probably gonna de-invest, right? So, Shanghai to London to LA. Beautiful. Yeah, this it's a 3 schedule route once again, but hey, sometimes you end up having to use 3 schedule routes, and that's the way it is. And I did think I made my first class a little bit too meme-worthily big, um, but hey, at this point, why not? Why not? Let's do Tokyo next, I guess. I don't know how Tokyo to London is, but I don't think it'd be too bad. Yeah, remember when I used to never open competition routes? I realized that is a lot of DC8s. But this is why we did a big cabin shrink, so we can compete with a route like this. And then we can stop over to somewhere like Chicago. Maybe let's see what Chicago's competition is like. It's the good 747 player. So that's gonna be annoying. And how's Toronto at this stage? Oh, Toronto's already very nice at this stage of the game. All 707s. Yep, that looks pretty good. This is why I also really, really dislike. There's only 1 slot available. Oh my god. All right. Good. The first class is way too big to compete with a good 747 player. Oh no. That feels kind of bad. I mean, we can't do San Francisco because that's not going to be a valid stopover route. I think Charlotte? Yeah, that's a single 7. It's a single 707 or something like that. The small plane, single small plane. This should be easy to compete with. Boom, boom, bada bing. And there we go. Now, at this point, the game won't let us easily lease 7 more 747s, but we probably can squeeze a few more out. So let's go ahead and lease 1. Yes, sir. Go ahead and return the classes just a little bit. Actually, I think, is there any more major routes I want to compete with right now? Not really, right? So there are a few more in the later stages of the game, but for now, let's go ahead and return these classes to kind of normal, kind of a lower density size, something like this. Go ahead and lease as many of those as we can. 1, see if that lease allows us to lease another one. This sometimes does happen. Nope. And so it's finally time to purchase some Tupolevs. 124. I love it when the Tupolev 124 is available instead of the 134 because the 124 is genuinely much just so much cheaper that like you can order quite a few more, which is of course the most important thing when flying Tupolevs is to unlock as many 747s as possible, which we'd be able to have even more of if we didn't, need we talk more about that incident. Okay, that's all the money here. Let's see if there's anything to collect. 30 credits, so now we're at like 54 extra credits. Of course, if you're actually playing, please spend these on your extra slot and what's it called, plane request slots. It is completely worth it. I do believe the game rewards you with enough credits uh, to at least do 3 in 1 or something like that. But if you have $10 to spare, please buy yourself all of them. So anyway, I have a lot of money again. Anyways, I might save some of this money for the next episode because I'm getting tired for this sitting, and I want to go eat breakfast. So, anyways, with that in mind, there's just a few little things we need to do before the turn ends. Is I don't want to touch these prices yet because they're probably price matched. I do want to fix this schedule count. Boom. Why is this a 707? I did not notice that. That should be a 747. And let me purchase a 747 with the appropriate. Oh, I'm gonna never find that route again, aren't I? I need to lease a 747. Oh, okay. Hold up. Buy plane. Tupolev 124. Next. Man, they really just give you what's it called? All the money instead of actually what's it called, letting you earn it through the kind of like a system. But the margins in this game are so incredibly lower than in previous Air Tycoon versions that I think that is the reason um, why the game rewards you with so much money to start out with to help you get going, which I think overall is a good thing. I don't think the game would be as good if it was like forcing you to grow naturally with this low of a growth rate. You'd have nothing to do for ages at the start of the game. I think this is actually a relatively clever way of bridging that gap. Now, somewhere in here, there is probably a 747 assigned with the wrong configuration. How the hell do I find it? Okay, I think I actually know. 747 100. Yes, we can look in here, and we're looking for a good route with the 10 or 12 first class seats. Fukuoka, London, Wuhan, Shanghai. No, these are all the correct routes. Oh, no. Okay, no. Actually, everything is assigned correctly. Okay, huge. Anyhow, I will use these planes for the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.